Kia ora and welcome to the Reads with Rosa podcast. I'm so excited to introduce today's guest all the way from Manurewa, actually Clendon, South Auckland in Aotearoa. He is the host of the #1 self-made comedy podcast in New Zealand, the Tim Provise project. He is also a pie connoisseur on the bakery runs. He is also, a co-host on the Shack New Zealand, aka the People Show.
Oh,
When he's not
yes.
creating content and when he's not making us laugh, he really is just a regular guy, a father, and most importantly, he is a fellow educator. Tim Provise, welcome to the show, my brother.
Rosa, that's probably the best I've ever been introduced. Normally it's just like, oh yeah, here's that hood fella. But thank you, I got goosebumps, man.
Bro, man, I got goosebumps. You're like famous in New Zealand,
No,
bro.
I'm not. No.
Stop it.
No, you stop it, sis. That's not even true.
Man.
I've just hung out with famous people for like an hour and recorded it. That's all I did.
I've seen you, bro. I've seen you. It's such an honor, my brother. Such an honor to have you here. Like, I know you are mad crazy. I mean, I follow your page. I follow your different endeavors, and I know you are super crazy. But I'm so humbled that I reached out to you. You're like, I got you. We're all good, sis. I was like, what? Okay.
Stop it
humbled,
right there,
bro. I'm humbled.
You stop it right there. Stop that. We're all on the same. All on the same. We put our pants on the same leg, one at a time. But nah, it's not like that. Sheesh. But anyway, I appreciate it. I'm humbled, and I just love talking. So this is nothing for me. I love it.
Okay, bro. Tell our audience just a little bit about yourself. Maybe a pepeha, or I don't know, maybe for people who want to hear the te reo, or no pressure, just, your roots. Who are you, Tim Provise?
Man, why you put me on the spot with the pepeha? You could have told me this. I could have had it up. We could have gone in there.
No pressure, bro. No pressure.
Ko tia te o te iwi, ko tukumaru tuku waka, ko waitara tuku rohe, tu taranaki te maunga, ko waitara, wanganui te awa, tihei Māori ora. Yeah, my name is Tim. I'm from my name is Tim. I'm from Clendon, like I was just told. I don't know what to say after that intro, man. Intro me. I'm just a regular dude that just thought, oh man, I'm getting bored during lockdown, so I'm just going to talk to some other people. And then those other people just started being like other people that would never expect to have a dude from South Auckland interview. And it's been an amazing ride over the last year. So I just ticked off my last year of the podcast on the Provise project. And I love creating things. That's pretty much the core of what I do. Is I just love having an idea and then going out and executing it. That's what I love doing.
Bro, because did you start was the project initially, were you on Twitch first? Because I mean, I did look on your page, right, and it just goes back to May 2020, so I figured must have started, in the pandemic. But were you just on Twitch at first and then moved to IG, or?
Yeah, so I did, it would have been about 3 years of Twitch streaming, which is playing games. People would come in and talk to you and things like that, which was cool. It was a bit different, but I learned the gift of keeping people's attention, getting it and keeping it. I learned around a lot of technological stuff, how to build a community up. I learned all that playing video games online, and I got semi good at it. And then I just thought, you know what, people just want to. Yeah, I had a good following, and then I wanted to take it in a different direction. So that's how the podcast came to fruition. Yeah,
that's awesome. And I know this is going to be like a hard question because, I mean, I've seen the guests that you've had on, but who would you say are the top 3 or most enjoyable interviews? I mean, I know you have fun in all your interviews, but maybe an interview that you've always wanted to do, or maybe someone that you kind of looked up to. Who are the top 3 so far, you reckon?
I think probably the first one that I really kind of geeked out at was Shay Fu. When I had Shay Fu on, because I would listen to Shay Fu every day of my intermediate life.
Shout out Shay Fu.
Shout outs to Shay. And so yeah, with Shay, it was kind of like, holy, like this is my chance of trying to kind of do something with this that he's never had done before in an interview. So, just, making, because it was funny. Like I've always thought like, if I got to interview that person, I'd make that way more funnier. Like, I'd ask, like, why would you ask that question? I would always kind of think that even when I was younger, like I used to watch, like David Letterman and those kind of shows. And that was like, man, that would be cool to do. And he would ask like really not strange questions, but questions that, So when I went into the Shay interview, I was like, yep, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make it as unique and different as possible. And yeah, I did. Like it was quite there. But I mean, there's that one. Obviously, the John Campbell one was up there. And that was kind of like my claim to fame. Like people watched that and they said, oh, yeah, he's really good at this. Like,
you made it. Congratulations. Like Scribe said, man. Oh, my gosh.
That was up there. And then probably the Susie Cato one that I just finished.
Right.
Was quite, it was quite emotional, because she's an angel. She's such a wholesome person. And for a scumbag like me to be talking. Oh, no.
Bro,
those would be my three. Yeah, I think.
Bro, that's dope, man. And then what I love too is that you just have a lot of I just think regular, just cool, down to earth people. A lot of them are your friends, and that's super dope, bro. Like I love that, right? If you can't have a good support crew, why not? Get them on there.
Here's the other thing too, Rosa, is like if I find somebody interesting, I'll just get them on because I think they're interesting people. And if I find them interesting, whoever's around me will probably find them interesting as well. But like when you get to a certain, there's a stage that you get to when you're like, okay, I find them interesting, but why? Why do I find that person interesting? And who else will find that interesting as well? And so that's been my goal, is to try and answer questions for people that are either too shy to ask or just didn't know that they wanted to know that about them,
Now, I know you're messing with me when you're like pronouncing my name like that, but I just gotta get.
What is it, Rosa?
I was like, bro, yes, bro. How? Oh my god, bro! I know you're messing with me, bro. We're good, my bro, man.
Rosa,
so
man, my bad.
It's so interesting to hear you. Just talking about your podcast and stuff. I feel like. You're an educator, like naturally, like listening to him, like, well, bro, you're considering all the different, lines of questioning and thinking about engaging your audience more. I mean, bro, you're a teacher, man. You're an educator. That kind of stuff comes naturally to you, bro. And that's kind of why that was really, I knew you were doing all these other amazing things, creating content, but I wanted to get you on here because you're an educator, bro, and I really wanted to just kind of hear your journey and your story on that. So, what age are you teaching? Are you at intermediate or primary school?
Yeah, I'm 7 and 8 at the moment.
7 and 8?
Yeah, intermediate kids, and I love it. But my journey in terms of education it goes way back. Like I've always kind of had a way with speaking to young people that they kind of understand, and I don't come across like a dick, You know what I mean? Like when you're like, at the school, you're like, man, shut up. Like, like when I was at school, I used to have all of those teachers, and they would always put me, because I had the fastest mouth and I would talk a lot. They would always put me in the teachers that would never relate with me.
Right.
And that's all I wanted, was someone to relate. And someone to think, and I finally got it in high school. I got this teacher called Mr. Martin, and Mr. Martin, I had two actually, Mr. Martin and Mr. Ramia, and they would kind of like, they would just speak to me like I'm one of their mates, but it would be like, come on, man, we got to get this stuff done. And so I was like, I took a little bit of that, and I was like, yeah, I got to sort it out. But yeah, I've always had, so I coached basketball for a long time. That was my first love. And that's teaching without a degree. Like I didn't have to get a degree to coach a basketball team, and it gave me a lot of repetition of how to take an idea and simplify it so they understand. And and basketball's taken me all around the world, so it's been pretty cool to jump back in, and then getting a degree, going to teach and getting paid for it was amazing.
Oh man, like how I love how you're I think this is why we need more Maori and Pacifica teachers out there.
Aye.
Just this idea of building those engaging our students. First of all, role models. They need to see role models that look like them. They need to hear teachers that sound
Aye.
like them. And I love how you're talking about, building that rapport and finding things. Obviously, behavior management, you gotta play your teacher role, but just going down to their level sometimes and having those conversations so that you're building trust, and that they can look at you and go, oh, here's a teacher that I trust and is not judging me and is saying my name right and is interested in what I'm doing. All that kind of stuff is super important, and I love that you were able to do that through sports and then went on to get your degree. Bro, role modeling, representation, it's everything, bro.
Well, I look back at my primary school and intermediate, bro, there was no Māori Pacifica male teachers. Not even, there might have been a few, but they weren't actually, like, they were of Māori descent or they were of Pacifica descent, but like it didn't shine, and that's because they probably felt, back in those days, they probably felt out of place,
Right?
Because of all of these European, these Pākehā that are in the space. Come and I feel that all the time. Like I'm just kind of like, do I come out and I'm 100% myself, but there's times there where I'm just like, no, actually I've got to lay in the cut because I don't want to be judged, or like those types of things, and that happens in every school,
Hard. I think I can't remember how we connected on IG, but you did reach out. I posted this review on a book called Unconscious Bias in Schools, a developmental approach to exploring race and racism. And then
Yes.
you kind of reached out, bro. And then when you said that you were a teacher, I was like, yo, okay, that's cool. But I was, racism, it's, I think when we're growing up, you don't really think about it, right? A lot of the stereotypes and these preconceived ideas that educators had about us, as Maori and Pacifica. But man, now as an educator looking back, and I remember all these like utterances and these mannerisms, and I'm like, yo, there was some real racist people back in, like,
Man.
whether they were just being ignorant or what. But as an educator now, I look back and go, wow, there were some great teachers, but there were also some teachers who just didn't give a damn.
There's still teachers, like they're still out there. There's
and that's
plenty
the problem,
out there,
right?
But that's the thing, as they were taught in the 40s and the 50s, right? In the 60s, maybe even the 70s. That's when they were taught them, or it's passed down from then, and that they've been taught in that very colonial way of this is how it is, and it's not just in, and it's really not in the in your face type stuff. It's really in the way that they hold themselves,
right?
And also the way that, just the way they pronounce things, or the way that they why they don't do a karakia, or they don't respect the treaty, because in the treaty it says that we need to be respectful of the tonga that are in, and the tonga is the language. So if we're not respecting the language, then what are we actually doing? And I think, like, I'm always on it, like, all the time with people, and they probably think that I'm a bit of a dickhead, but I'd rather be a dickhead than like not say anything,
Right. And we need voices like yours. Like we talk, it's so important that we amplify student voices, but as educators in these spaces, they need to hear your voice, and I think it's awesome that you're doing that, bro, that you're just like, nah, this is unacceptable. Because hello, it's 2021. Frick, man. It's like, like it can't. I wanted to ask you, because, like, obviously, with the socio-political climate, because I've been here now 5 years, but like in New Zealand, are schools talking about anti-racism education? Are we talking about identity and equity and diversity, or are those just these big buzzwords that schools are throwing out there, but not much is being changed? Do you know what I mean? Are we seeing more incorporation of Maori and I guess Pacifica?
I really think it comes down to the schools, like which school. They're always different, and it depends on the principal and the board really on what they want to do. But in terms of that, it really comes down to mindset around teaching. Like if you're a teacher that like deep down inside actually doesn't give a fuck, but will pretend, will put like, I've seen them put like posters up for Matariki, right? I've seen them put posters up on the wall, and then I ask, "Oh, what do you guys do for Matariki?" And just point to the wall. Oh, just this, and I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like these are the indigenous people of this land, and that had their land stolen. So at the end of the day, this is way more important than math, science, and English right now. It needs to be about what are we doing, and it's the tokenism of just chucking something up. Oh yeah, just color this in, or do this word find, or do this, like just oh yeah, here's a word find. Just find the names for the things, and then tick the box, and then let's go and do our math work. When in actuality, being from New Zealand and understanding why we need to respect it and how we need to respect it is probably more important than actually doing a word search. Yeah.
So just back to teaching. If I was a fly on the wall in your classroom, what would I be seeing, or what would I be hearing?
My class is just roast fest 99. Everybody just roasts me. I sit there. I sit there because my kids do not have a clue about like the stuff that I do online.
I was going to ask, do they know you're famous, bro?
Oh, well, the bakery stuff. The bakery stuff is leaked out. Like last year I tried to hold it off, but a lot of them know about it, and then I just that's all I do.
Like,
But no, my class is very active. It's very loud, but I like it like that. As long as it's loud with teachers or like learning speak, I'm 100% Katie Pie with that. I have like I said, like they can take a stab at the king, but if the king stabs back at you, don't get angry, don't get upset. And I always say that, and it's very the rapport in my class, the culture is something that I've never seen another teacher do that, where it's like, they just feel comfortable with being themselves. The rule that I have in my classroom is that if you fail, it is great. We love failure. I love failure. And like we clap for failure in our class. We just like, cool. Now we learned, like, let's move. And so yeah, I am a very like I'm very, very like literacy is my kind of like forte. I love teaching literacy. I love teaching writing and reading and comprehension. Maths, I'm getting, this year has been my first year where I've been focused on being good at teaching maths. Because before I was okay with it, but I've got like, I'm still trying to figure it out. But like I'm good now. But yeah, those ones, and then the PE and the sports stuff comes hand in hand. Naturally, right? But yeah, I love teaching writing. Writing is one of my favorite things to teach.
Man, I love it, bro. That is I
don't really get to speak about this side of me. It's a lot, to be honest. Everybody asks me, like, I'm waiting for you to ask, where's the best steak and cheese pie?
Wait, bro, hey, stop. I'm getting there. But honestly, that's why I wanted to get you on, bro. Because
I'm much more than that, Rosa.
I know, my bro. That's why I was like, I gotta show everyone that there's another side to Tim, man. I was like, yo, he's an educator, and he's, and you're asking about books. I was like, there's something right there. That's the connection, bro. I appreciate it. But let's talk about the pies, because bro, we love it.
I don't want to. Ask me another question.
Okay, so bakery runs. I will post all the info, all the different projects that Tim is doing. I will be posting that in the bio and promoting that. But bakery runs, oh my gosh! Before we talk about the pies, I think it was like maybe a month ago or maybe a few weeks ago. No, maybe a month ago. I saw you on Twitter, bro. I saw you having a go at who are the people trying to steal your ideas, bro?
Oh,
Bro,
man. You know
say
what?
it.
This is what happens. This is what happens
Bro,
when you
this
get a
what
little bit of
happens when,
success.
yeah, man, when brown people, we're making it big and people just want to bite off that and steal your thunder. Tell
I
us, bro.
know.
What's up?
I kind of, oh man, I kind of got in trouble. I don't want to say in
Oh,
trouble. Nah, I
oh,
didn't get in trouble at all. But
oh.
I don't know. But yeah, so I think it was ZM, was it ZM? Yeah. They were like, oh yeah, let's just take this idea. I don't know. Like, listen, I don't own any bakery. Like, I don't have a trademark on it at all.
Right.
Like, anybody can do stuff with bakeries. People do it all the time. It's fine. All I ask is don't copy the logo was the same color, hex color.
The
Same,
audacity.
like, bro. I was like, come on, fam. And then I was like, and I wasn't even angry at the fact that they stole it. What I was angry about was that, like, they just blatantly took it.
Right.
And it wasn't even me. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't really do it for that. But my bro Will, who does pretty much 80% of the job, he works so hard on it. And like, he's the one that brought it to my attention. And he was like, oh, bro, I just don't want to say anything about it. And, he's really gutted, eh? And I was like, bro, I got you, bro. I got this. And then I just went, bro, this is some bullshit. And then I kind of went off on like a tangent around like, oh, these guys and their $1 million batches.
Straight up, bro.
Driving their Teslas. And they got, bro, there's me and Will.
Not
like,
a Tesla.
No. And then there's me and my bro Will, who like struggled to get around, like, and to get guests on. And then these bros. But you know what? Our product is way better, and it is,
man. It is. I was like, what is it with these dominant culture people? You couldn't just say, hey, DC, man. I'm always like these DC people. How did it was so funny because I was reading your tweets and I was like, go, bro, get there.
Yeah, but I think like nobody did that. And then the guy the guy that, what's his name? Vaughn, I think.
Yeah,
he didn't hit me back. He hit somebody else back.
Oy.
So somebody retweeted it, and they were like,
Not
"Come
the
on, Vaughn."
Tweet.
Yeah, he was like, "Come on, Vaughn, and someone." And then he hits them back, and he's like, "Bro, we didn't copy this." Like, no.
Oy.
And I was like, and then he goes, and then he must have went into my tweets because then he goes, "I don't have a Tesla or $1 million," and I was like, "Bullshit, you do. We all know you do."
Bro.
You fucking dick. No. Sorry, everybody.
I was like, get them, bro, because it's like you just couldn't come up with anything else, and you just had to steal the brothers, the ideas from our brothers right here. Yeah.
And for him to go, and also for him to go, oh, we didn't have a clue that it was going on. Well, why was the logo exactly the same? You must have known something.
Oh man, I tell you, these DC people, they're like so sneaky like that. They just sneak up on you.
DCs, I love it.
Bro.
But like this kind of conversation, like, and I think about it sometimes, and like, it's being on TV and radio is very lucrative. Like you get opportunities that could make a lot of money. But conversations like this one and the one on Twitter are the ones that don't give me those jobs. Right. They're like, yeah, this guy's too risky. We're not going to do it. And you know what? I don't even care, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you know what you get with me. It's not going to, and it's not going to change. It's always going to be the same. And if you don't like that, then don't subscribe. Don't worry about it.
And when we're talking about diversity and equity and identity and things like that, it's not just in our classrooms or in our educational institutions. We're talking about these systemic, like these policies and things. We talk about media representation. It's one thing to get into New Zealand media, but then they slowly, I guess, perhaps they mold you to become, you're just like everyone else. And I love that you guys are out there. Like you said, they don't have to subscribe, they don't have to follow, but you'll be recognized when people go and try steal your logo and stuff like that.
But here's the other thing, Rosa. Here's another thing. How many people that looks like me on TV? There's none.
Bro, we need more of you, man. We need more. They'll probably like, you can come on the show, but you got to get rid of all that fix your hair, get rid of the
But I would just be like, no, sorry.
Nah,
and like that's what cracks me up the most is that, you know, they're always preaching around getting people of color in and stuff like that. They probably look at me and then they go, nah, he's not a Māori. But at the same time, bro, like I'll come out and spit you with some facts.
Oy.
But yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't know, man. And I'm happy where I'm at. Bakery Rounds is helping a lot of people. Like it's it's helping these communities, you know, these small businesses get people in if their pies are good, you know, and yeah, I'm more than happy around what we're doing.
I love it. Bakery Runs, you know, for me, like living here, I've watched and then I'm like, yo, I gotta check this out when I go back. I'm like, because every time I go back home, I like have this list of things that I don't really miss New Zealand food, but usually when I'm getting ready to go home, I'm like, yo, gotta make this wish my bucket list. And there's always gotta be a part. I watch your show, I'm like, yo, I gotta check this place out, man. I mean, do you get sponsored? Like, because I know that recently you were in Wellington, and you know, it wasn't until I saw that Wellington episode and I was like, yo, these guys are making it bigger. They're actually getting sponsored to like travel around New Zealand now.
Nah, that was all me. Like that was all us. We had to pay for our own stuff.
I was like, the commitment to the job was no joke, man.
Well, I think like this one, the Wellington season, which is season 4, would probably be the last one that we do without being sponsored. Like, and we've had a conversation. We said we'll do 4 seasons of 9 episodes, and then after that, we'll be like, okay, cool. Like, is there anything? And here's another thing, Rosa, I want to bring up is there's a lot of like, and I didn't realize this until I kind of got in there. There's a lot of people that will fucking pat you on the back and say, oh man, we'll help you out. We want to get sponsorships, and they never do it. Like, it's all broken promises. We've had a lot of broken promises from a lot of people that were like, oh man, we just want to help you guys get on. This has been amazing. We're trying to find some sponsorship for you. And you know, being new into the game, me and the bro Wills are like, oh, mean. And then we even did a full there's something out there that we're going, I don't know, we'll release later, but there's like a 40 or like it's like 35-minute, 36-minute like episode of the Bakery Round, which is like, and we go back, we talk to the owner, I try to make a coffee, we give it to our guests, they rate it, that we had to do for a company. We did it, and man, they just
like
ghosted us, you know. And so it's a lot of and that's why whenever I do interviews or anything like this, I always got to give it up to my bro Will, because he's really the guy. Like I'm just the dude that's got a smart mouth. He's the guy that he edits, he does all the stuff he promotes it, he does everything. So yeah, without him, he's the main cog of the machine. So yeah.
I love it. And it's a pity to hear about that, but I can understand, you know, the build-ups of people these days, right? I guess it's if they're not getting anything out of it, but you know, like I guess I think that there are a lot of people, like I know there are a lot of people that love what you guys are doing. So just you know, just keep on, and hopefully soon, you know, something will drop and you guys get that much needed sponsorship, because I would love to see you guys just going all over New Zealand just to like find these gems.
And that's the other thing too, like just to get back on that, is that like you kind of really have to have like faith in what you're doing. If there's no money in it, it has to become, and we're not doing it to make money.
Right.
But if you know that there is money in it, and there's, you know, like the production value is better than TV, like what we're doing, and we know that there's money there, but I trust in Will, and I trust in the faith that we're putting the mahi in, and the mahi will one day reap its benefits. It's kind of like, you know, like throwing down seeds and knowing that when it comes up, it's going to be food for our whānau, you know?
Very hard. Planting those seeds, man.
Yeah, you still got to plow it, still got to water it, still got to make sure that there's no weeds. You got to do everything with it. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And that's what I'm doing with all of my projects, really, is I'm just watering them and growing them up to be something that hopefully one day I can eat off.
That's such a great attitude. And that's the thing, right? Is like taking that leap of faith. And I think you know, a lot of times I can imagine that it must get super discouraging. But I love, you know, what you just shared, like, you know, again, planting those seeds and you know, there'll be a rocky road, rocky path there, but you know, getting to the end is gonna be it. It'll be all good. I know that, bro. But then I have this question. So what's the best bakery? I mean, best bakery.
Clendon.
I think I know what you're gonna say. It's Clendon, right?
All day. Clendon. We haven't been like, Clendon we're saving for. We've got a guest for Clendon that's gonna be like, whoa, how did you get that person? So yeah.
What about West Auckland? Any out west?
Kelston. I think Kelston's probably the best we've had. Kelston and the West City Bakery in Te Aratu have been pretty good. North Shore, that Pioneers Pies that we had, which is in Albany. East Auckland, nothing. East Auckland, Terrell sucks. No.
I was gonna say, isn't that his area?
That's when we took him to one in Sonny's Bakery in Pickering. It was pretty good. It was all right. It wasn't that great. I suppose there's another one in if Glen Innes is East Auckland, they've got two really good ones out there. And then south is Clendon and Clendon.
Clendon and Clendon.
Now, Hill Park's another one. Hill Park's pretty good. I think Manurewa is like the hub for the best bakeries, I reckon.
Okay. Shout out Manurewa. Shout out Clendon Bakery. That's what's up.
Shout out to Rewa. 267.
I was going to say, what's the area?
454, catch the bus.
There we go. There we go. No, I just want to go into the Shack New Zealand, the People's Show, which is another one of your and is that again with another mate of yours, another friend of yours?
No, that's still with Will too.
Oh, that's also him. Oh, I didn't even click that it was him.
I know, right? He's pretty quiet about that too.
How did that come about? Like, what? You guys are like cracker, man.
And it kind of goes off the thing of the other one. All right, so I got approached with this person from Multi Television, and they were like, "Man, you're doing a great job. Like, would you like to do a show? Like, pitch us a show." So I pitched them the Shack, and they said no. What? Oh no. They said sorry. They go, give us a proof of concept, and we'll see what we can do. And that's why we started it. And I got my good friend Regan on, who is an amazing actor, and he carries us. He carries it. But I just got him on, and then we wrote this. It was like it was an interview show in a garage with two hoary fellas, and it was fun. And then that person just disappeared. They just went invisible. And then and then I said to Regan, I was like, bro, this was real fun to do. And he's like, bro, let's just keep doing it. So because Regan lives in Fielding, so we do all of our writing online over Zoom and things like that. And it's been fun to sharpen the tools around writing and around and acting, I suppose. Not that I have to act much because Regan does most of the work. I just react to what he says. Yeah.
You're just a natural, man. Oh, I love it. And you've been to Japan. I think you mentioned you've been to Japan.
I love it, man. Like you were saying, hold up. You were saying, I don't miss New Zealand food, and I know why, because Japan has the best food in the world, man.
I mean, Japan, like I know people who get they're Kiwis, some of my Kiwi friends, and they get like boxes of food and stuff from back home, but I'm not really about that. I mean, there's snacks and all that kind of stuff here, and the food is amazing. And I honestly, bro, like I feel like every time I come home to New Zealand, things are super expensive, bro. I'm bro, I'm just like, what on earth? Like, but here it's like you could, I mean, bro. I just think New Zealand's gone so expensive.
I love Japan, man.
You loved it. Where did you visit?
We were in what's the place? Next to Disneyland.
Were you in
starts with an S.
I don't know.
Shibu or something like that. Yeah, we were there.
Chiba. You were in Chiba.
Yes,
did you start Chiba, which is closer to Disneyland, right? So Chiba Prefecture's that's where like Narita Airport actually is, right? The big airport out there, and then you come through and you got Disneyland. Bro, you went to Disneyland and Disney Sea?
Right. Oh, I only went to Disney Sea. I've been to Disneyland before, and so are my kids. So I was like, nah, we'll go to the other one because the other one's supposed to be meaner. And it was great.
Yeah, I prefer Disney Sea too, bro.
Yeah, it's way better. And it's different. That's what I like about it. Yeah, we were there. Yeah, we spent one day there. But yeah. I went there and then Osaka for a little while. We were there for like 14 days. It was amazing. But the cool thing about like my dream was to go to Akihabara. Like that's all I wanted to do.
Of course, as a gamer and bro.
I went to Akihabara.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? It's Akihabara.
Akihabara.
Yeah, Bara.
So that's the game kind of like.
Oh, it's the electronic district, right?
Yeah, right.
Wow, man, I was there because I play Street Fighter. I love playing Street Fighter. It's my favorite game.
Yeah.
I play Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 4. And so I went there and just played Street Fighter for a good 6 hours.
I have to, man. You have to.
Oh, man. You're in the heart. You're in the belly of the beast.
Right.
But like I was, so I took my mum. Because here's a like backstory. I saved up for 3 years to take my kids to Disneyland. Like I did like second jobs. I was going and I took my kids and my missus. We all went to Disneyland for like 3 weeks, right? We went to LA and we just did LA. And then I rang my mum and she was really like, I'm so proud. Like I said that I would get you there as a mother, but she had to work and all that thing. So I'm so proud that you got to take your kids. And so I was like, nah, that's it. I'm taking my mum. So I took my mum and my 2 kids. My 2 little ones. I've got an older girl that didn't come with us, but yeah, we went and did the whole thing, and then going to the parades and stuff with my mom. It was quite cool. I was like, yeah,
oh man, like, bro, that's awesome.
And then so that was cool. But Akihabara, I was just like, Mum, just take the trains back. I'll be back tonight sometime. And she did, and they went off and did their thing. And then I just what I loved about the thing is how connected everything is. Like you can go anywhere on the train. Like, it's amazing, and when you got those passes,
convenient. And it's super convenient, right? I mean, when I come back, I always laugh when people like on their stories showing Auckland traffic. I'm like, I definitely don't miss that. I do not miss the road rage. There's a bit of road rage here. I don't drive, but definitely everything transport is super convenient. Got the passes. It's just, bro.
Here's something that I immediately thought when I got to Japan for the first time. Okay, I was sitting in the trains and I thought to myself, how smart is it? Like this place has never been colonized by Europeans. There was no in and out kind of from the Spanish, from anywhere. The Spanish went to like Philippines and did that. They went everywhere else, but they never got to Japan. And I was just thinking, man, I wonder what New Zealand would have been like. Right. If there were if Maori, it's just like a what if that didn't happen, and then to look at what could have happened, it was and like the rich culture and the rich like tapestry of what went on, and then just how organized everybody was. It's amazing in Japan. I love it.
Very hard. It's I mean here it's definitely a safe place. I say that all the time. Like it's super safe. Like this is. I mean, you could like walk around at night here. I feel like they love New Zealanders here. They love Pacific Islanders, Māori, Pacific people here. But you could like put your phone down or drop your wallet. Someone will hand it in. You just go pick it up. Do you know what I mean? Like I've actually left my phone, gone out, left my phone, and then gone back the next day. Someone's handed it in. So that kind of stuff. But every time I'm getting ready to come home to New Zealand, I have to switch and be like, you can't leave your phone here. You can't do that. You got to, because here we're just so used to it being a safe environment for everyone. You could just drop stuff, leave things, and go back, and it's still there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that people steal things all the time in New Zealand. I'm just saying.
Why would you so you've been there for 5 years? 5 years?
Yeah.
Why would you do you know why they're like that?
You mean why people don't take stuff? Why do people?
No, like just their culture and their just who they are as people are very, very kind and giving, but
Yeah, I
a lot
mean,
of the rest of the world are not.
yeah, like I don't know. I
Is,
mean, it just
is it
like
something
if
in
you're
their
talking
culture?
definitely. I mean, if you're talking about when you like, so when you go into stores and stuff, it's always service with a smile. You know, no matter how crappy the day is, you can just tell. Like people will always receive you with a lot of love and care. You know, people take their jobs seriously like that. It doesn't matter whether you're someone who works on the train, or whether you're someone who works in a store or a street vendor or something. Like the whole engaging with the customer and making you feel it's just part of the culture that you're,
It's
you know, it's part of
amazing.
the service that they offer. And I remember, like, I've been to some other places, but I'm always excited to come back to Japan just because just that sincere, um, you know, kindness and that customer care.
Yeah.
Even if you're just going into a convenience store, you know, always, you know, just even the way they lay out the money on the dish, you know, to give you your
Yep.
change back, a certain order of things, right? So it's real, you know, it's just, but yeah, great
Yeah.
customer service and everything. And everyone I come home and I'm like in pack and save or something, and I'm getting served by someone who's just giving me the evils and looks so disinterested in serving you. Like I get super like, oh, I miss Japan.
Yeah.
These people, man, come on. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was like one of them. Like just going there, and everybody was just so nice and so caring, and I don't know if it's something in their DNA or something that's been embedded in them from years and years of their culture. But yeah, I always wondered that.
I
Hey, I was
think
like, man,
working culture as well. I mean, there is definitely, you know, that hard working, that grind here. I mean, it's just embedded in the systems, but I think definitely the whole customer service and care it's all, you know, it's part of that job, and that's what, you know,
I really liked
like.
I liked my time in Osaka. I liked to go to Dontonburi.
Yes, yes.
Man, I was eating crazy when I went there. Yeah, they had a place, man, and you fish, right? And then
Yeah.
you catch the fish and they cook
Yes,
it
and
for
you
you.
cook
Like,
it. Yeah, oh my bro, yeah, man.
wow, I
Those
was
are
like,
awesome, right?
this is crazy, man. And then I had, man, the first time in my life I had that top quality grade A
Wait,
wagyu.
Wagyu
You
beef?
know,
Bro,
oh,
sorry about you. I mean, I've had
oh,
it, but bro,
well, it cost,
living
but
the
I was
high
like,
life,
I'm only here for like what, like
right?
I don't know when and I'm really like, when did I go? I went November
Mm.
2019,
Mm. That would have
October,
been a
November.
nice time because it would have been
It was
not
right
too
after
hot.
the but it was
Yeah.
right after the Rugby World Cup.
So it's
So
nice
that
weather at that
finished,
time
yeah.
too. So
But the craziest thing is like I would have never guessed that 3 months later, 4 months later,
yeah,
everything would have been locked up.
we had.
You know, so
It's
I was
funny.
with COVID. So yeah, it was I was really, really fortunate that I got in early. And but no, I love Japan. And I'll tell you what, and one other thing that made my time there, a lot of them did, but was them egg sandals.
Yes, like you love them too, bro, man.
Ah,
I'm
that
like
thing that I don't know
super
what
fan.
is in that.
I know.
I actually do. I researched it.
I don't know if I want to know. Am I going to be
Oh,
put off? I love it.
no, no, not at all. It's
I
just
love
like that.
stuff.
It's that yum yum Japanese mayo
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
sugar, and then
Mm.
they crush the yolk up first, and then they
So
put the
good.
white, and then they crush or they cut the white, the egg white, and they chuck it in after it's been hard boiled.
I love
I'm
how you
trying them,
did
man.
research.
Yeah, I am because I was like, how is this so good? I think it's the sugar. Had to be the sugar. But oh my, and the bread, man. Whew. Anybody listening to this and they want to go to Japan, first stop. As soon as you get off at the airport, go to the 7-Eleven and
Yeah.
get you. And there's two types, right? They have the one in the
Yeah.
bun,
Yeah.
and they have the one in the bread. Get the one in the bread. Get
Bro,
that.
I can't believe I've met someone else who loves the egg sandwiches, bro.
Oh,
It's,
bro.
I'm
Every
like, yo, I
day.
love it.
Every day I was there, I had an egg sandwich for my
It's so
breakfast.
good. Like I've actually tried it. Like they have. I remember I brought Best Foods mayo here because they have Best Foods mayo. kind of a little bit different. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna try and do this, but it just couldn't get. And then I tried it with the Japanese mayo, but I think I might have brought the wrong one. But I think I need to research that too. It sounds like you.
And
the
other thing that I was crazy on was the chicken from Lawson's, yo.
Yo, bro, Lawson's chicken. Yes,
Yo.
because there's Family Mart, 7-Eleven, but Lawson's chicken is the best, bro.
The one that has the cheese in it, bro.
Oy,
like the little nugget-sized cheese things.
Bro, that's dangerous.
And they had like McDonald's was pretty mean too. They had like this McGirdle thing, and it was kind of like a waffle.
It's different, right?
Yeah, man, I loved it, man. I was all about the food when I went there. I think I came back like 10 kgs heavy. I didn't even care. I was like, I don't even care at all. But just the 7-Elevens are so cool, and just ramen, man.
Right?
Just ramen, like just if you're hungry, just go get some noodles. All good.
And the crab. Super cheap. Yeah.
And crab, man. Like when I went to Downtown, like they had like those, and that crab is fresh as hell, man.
Right. The seafood here is amazing.
Oh, so that's why I'm coming in 5 years. I'll be teaching with you, Rosa.
Bro, I told you, man, they're always looking for teachers. You could bring a family in the international school, teaching community. Like, bro, why not? They love New Zealand teachers.
I don't think they'll take me now because of bloody COVID, but who knows? I would love to, man.
For you, bro. It's an option. I loved it.
And that was probably the coolest. That's the cool thing with having a teaching qualification is that you can go anywhere with it.
Bro,
I could travel and find a job like no problem.
Yep, absolutely. And once you get your foot in terms of like international, there's international schools here. Obviously, there are also Japanese schools as well, which are great. So always a lot of jobs here. There are a lot of Kiwi teachers here, like trained Kiwi teachers with qualifications. So it's cool, man. There's a community of us here, man. So I was gonna ask, for you as a teacher, like as an educator, how do you like stay on top of things? Like, how do you stay on top of your game as a teacher? Because as lifelong learners, we're always learning, not just in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. What kinds of things are you doing, to kind of like stay on top of your game in terms of pedagogy and that kind of stuff? Do you have time to do that, or?
Yeah, so, we do PD with work, but a lot of the times it's I feel like I'm like I don't know. I'm always trying to progress myself, and that would be like in my planning, or that would be in something that, like, say for instance, like math. Right? I knew that math is not my forte. It's never been, but I thought, okay, how can I get better at this? And how can I make better learners out of this? And, just talking to people. I got to, and online resourcing is important in like our day. Like, we need to make sure that, we're using these tools out there to help our jobs be easier. But yeah, I love the challenge of this is what your success criteria is. How are you going to get towards that? And how can you find a way to be creative and different? And yeah, that's what kind of gets me up in the morning to try and be better. But it's hard it's really hard, and this might come across really cocky, but it's really hard when like you're really good at something. Like, I'm very good at teaching, but there's no one to kind of like push you.
Right.
But for me, I could, if I gave up all the social media stuff, I could, like put a lot of effort into what I'm doing. But I'm not saying that I don't. I could put more effort, I should say, into what I'm doing. But yeah, this online stuff has just been, it's another outlet for me to be creative.
Right. And you know what? I think it's important that you have that, because I think a lot of the times, it's easy. As educators, it's easy to kind of throw yourself into your job, and then you're just doing your job 24/7 and bringing it home and that kind of stuff. So I think it's super important that you're, as creatives, that you do have the outlet, that you are doing other things aside from teaching, because teaching shouldn't consume you like 24/7, 365 days of the year, you know, bro.
And that's 90% of teachers like that are out there.
Oi.
I'm the rare one that can kind of like, and same with you is like you can compartmentalize it. You can just put it over there and then come back into it later.
You
But
have to.
a
It's
lot
important.
of people, they just can't, eh?
Yeah, and I think in terms of self-care as well, like that's why I love when I found out you were an educator and then seeing all the things that you were doing, I was like, yo, this guy's a creative. Bro is out there just having so much fun and doing all this great stuff, creating content, connecting with people that you otherwise wouldn't connect with if you had just kind of like stayed in your lane. Like, I'm a teacher, right? So I love that. I was like, I got to get you on the show because I want to like highlight that, you know, whoa, you're an educator, you're impacting young lives, you know, really, you know, you're role modeling for our Maori and Pacifica kids, but hey, you're also out here doing what you love, and that's super important. Superhero alter ego. Do you have a superhero alter ego?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm The Rock.
Oh, hey.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but
you mean okay?
You know,
what do you mean by that?
Well, you know, do you have a superhero that you think, you know, that's kind of like, yo, that's me?
Okay,
you know, and then this is, oh, you think you're The Rock though?
No, I am The Rock.
But do you talk like The Rock and do the eyebrow and all that?
No. I think I've always connected with Deadpool. Deadpool has always been my kind of like spirit person.
Right. I love it.
I've read and I read all his comics, and my favorite storyline was is him and Cable when they were kind of going at it. I've got multiple. Like, I'll just go and grab one. I got multiple. Oh, there we go. You know, I've always got Deadpool's around.
Man, I was gonna say
Deadpool's my guy, man.
Geeking out right now. I love
Deadpool's my guy. So yeah, Deadpool for that one. Villain. Oh, bro, I got a little bit of Killmonger in me.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm
no
all
surprise,
about the you know, going against the oppressor and making sure. Thanos,
yes, bro.
Thanos is the man too, but yeah.
Oh,
so yeah,
bro,
always Deadpool with me.
Yes,
always
favorite breakfast food, bro. Are you? I think I remember watching this video where you were making oh my god, it was so hilarious. You were making toasted sandwiches with like Maccas. Oi, I was like, what did I just watch?
That was genius.
What was that? Had to play it again. I was like, what did I just see?
No, it was because I only had one Big Mac. And I know that if I started eating that Big Mac in front of my kids, Dad, get some. Get a bite, Dad. So I hid it inside of the far out. Why are you exposing me like this for?
I was like, this guy.
So I was like, do you kids want some toasted sandwiches? And then I made them with cheese, and here you go. And then I put all the filling from into the I get into that. My favorite, oh man, probably a good pie would do me. But are you talking about cereals? It would be like,
I mean, what cereal?
I'm keen on the older. I like porridge. Like I'm a bit of a fan of porridge.
I can do porridge.
I like this is where it gets weird. I like porridge on toast, man.
Porridge on toast or porridge with toast? I didn't know if you ever tried porridge on toast.
So I eat it and then
toast is...
and then I'll get the toast and then I'll put some on it and then I'll bite it and then I get to the next one.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Adds a little bit of texture.
Not the texture. Okay. Bro, I was gonna say, are you not a Weet-Bix kid?
I was a Weet-Bix kid. Everyone growing up was.
What happened?
I got money.
You're living
I got some of that porridge money.
Porridge. You're not even a Nutri-Grain? Nah,
Nutri-Grains. I'm not a big fan of the Nutri-Grains. Like I'll eat them like dry, like if there's nothing.
I eat them just without them.
Bro. Don't waste the milk. Just eat.
Rugby or rugby league?
I'm like league is. I'm not really that kind of a guy, but if I had to choose, I would probably go league.
Me too. Who's going to win NRL this year?
The Warriors. The Warriors.
The Warriors. Okay. Next question.
The Roosters.
Wait, the Roosters. Are you a Roosters fan?
Nah, I'm actually a Tigers fan.
Are you? Is
Yeah,
that
when I
because
was
when
growing up.
Benji was there? When
Nah,
Benji
nah, nah.
Marshall
When I
was
was
there?
growing up, I just like the colors.
For
I like
real?
the orange and the orange
Yeah.
and the black, man. Look at that
Oh, wait,
on the chair too. But
alrighty,
no,
okay.
probably
True.
them. I don't know. Are they still a team? I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
they
really.
are, bro.
Are
You
they
don't
are
follow
okay.
NRL? Bro, do better,
Nah,
man. Do better.
I'm a NBA,
Ah,
NFL,
of course, of
MMA.
course.
You hit me with those. Oh, I'll
Oi.
tell you what.
Maybe next interview I'll hit you with that once I've done some research. And superpowers. What superpower would you want, bro?
Bro, I want the power to like, when you merge when you're driving and you merge into the lanes and the person in front of you tries to squeeze in. I want the power to take the car and put it all the way to the back
Just like,
and then just go. That's the only
bro,
power I really know.
you need that in Auckland. Frick, Auckland traffic, man.
Oh
I do
man,
not miss that. I'm not looking forward to it when I come home,
yeah.
bro.
If I could
Not.
have that power, or I could just freeze them right where they are and then just put them off the road and let everybody else pass, and then they're right at the back. That's what I want. And by the
Bro.
time the cars are gone, they're frozen. They'll thaw out. They're good to go.
Oh,
I
you're a
wouldn't mind
cracker.
Wonder Vision though.
One division.
Wonder's
Wait.
got some, not Wonder Vision, but Scarlet Witch has got some dope
Yeah.
powers, like in terms of being able to construct what somebody's reality is. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
Bro. Okay. You're funny, man. What do you want the world to know about South Auckland, bro?
Well, I want them to know that majority of the people in South Auckland are caring people, and it is way more than anywhere else in New Zealand. Like there is a lot of people that would take their shirt off their own back just to help you out, and it sucks that those people don't get recognized. But if someone robs it, because we have the most people per capita for landmass in the whole of New Zealand, but yet we highlight the people that are doing bad things and hardly ever highlight our tall poppies. We're always
Right.
looking. I mean, I met a person the other day that is a small business owner and has like 7 stores now.
Wow.
Even I don't know if you know that she was like a footwear. She made shoes. And she's from Manurewa, and she's all over the world now. Nobody even knows about her, but she probably makes quadruple the amount of her whole family has ever made in their lifetime, and giving jobs to people in the community, but nobody knows about her. But we know about like killers and gangs out there, but we don't know about those people. I wish people would give them their dues and give them their roses before they pass away, because I mean, even myself, like bro, no, I've talked to all of these people, but bro, like I wouldn't get much. Nobody would look at me, in the street. But at the same time, if I had backing from people that were well off, it'd be a little bit different.
Man. And do you have a dream have you got a dream that something you've always wanted to do but you've yet to fulfill that dream? Is there something you can think of?
And I've said this a few times, and I'm a big believer of speaking things into existence and putting things out to the universe. I want my own late night TV show on New Zealand television where I can just be myself, and I just bring guests on and have conversations with them that they don't normally have anywhere else. Just like what I'm doing on my show, like your David Lettermans and your Jimmy Fallons and all
I
that
would
stuff.
so support that. I would love to see you do that, bro. Because I know that for a while, I don't know if you're still doing it. You were trialing on IG Live, right, and
Oh
getting
yeah,
people to call. Bro, that was hilarious.
that was
I was like,
fun.
this guy, man, does he even sleep, man?
Oh
Come
man, that was
on.
fun. I mean, and the other thing is I learned all that stuff through doing Twitch streaming, so that was fun. But yeah, so that would really be my hopefully next progression,
Oh,
my
I
biggest
can't.
progression, I should say.
You're the
But I mean,
man.
like you look at that British dude, right? James Corden, right? He was in the same position I'm in a
Right.
distant land where he was just doing funny things on the internet,
Yeah.
and then he just grew it up, and then all of a sudden he gets his own show in America. Craig Robertson's another one. Craig Ferguson's another one. So yeah, that would be my dream. Yeah.
Love it, bro. Book recommendation. Do you,
And I got
before
it.
we wrap up? Oh, see?
So this
Top
one here.
man.
Yeah, come on, man. So this is Creativity Inc., right? This is about the growth and how Pixar came to be who they are. And so it's from the dude Ed Catmull, and he's the creator. It's like ghost written, but it was really cool. Like the one thing it was, they went around Steve Jobs and how did he approach things. It's a biography about it, but one of the biggest things I learned from it was around, if you want to build something to be successful in a team, to build it with candor. So having being able to be candid with each other and not take it personal. And so that's something whenever I have to create a team or do something that's like that, I need to, and from the jump, I'm like, hey, listen, like I need to make sure that you understand, like I'm only going to be hard on you. I'm only going to be, tough because, I need to be candid with you and not walk on eggshells around you. And that's when I'm in charge of creating a team. Yeah, that's the one. So Creativity Inc. I'm really lucky. My friend Alex gave me this. I think I was going on a flight somewhere, and so I got started into this book, and then man, it just kind of holds true to me. So that's one. Another one that I have that I was looking for as well is one from Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers.
Oh, okay.
And I really enjoyed that one in terms of he's just a really great mind. Like I really like his writing. Yeah, he's got a great podcast.
Okay, don't worry, bro. We'll definitely drop the details of your book recommendations. I think the audience would love to learn more about those books. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to say I'm going to give you an opportunity to have some final words, just to close it off. But I just want to say, my brother, I know you're so inspirational, and I'm so excited to kind of see
thank you.
your moves, bro. Like where you continue to grow and evolve over the next few months or year. Like I love following your the different projects you're doing. You're truly inspirational, not just as an educator. I'm so glad you're able to come on here and for people to actually see this guy is super funny, but he is also making moves and inspiring our young people in the classroom. Thank you for coming on the show. I know you're busy, man, and it's like I said, I'm so humbled that you said, hey, I got you, sis, I'm coming. So, bro, I just, I appreciate you, and I'm going to hand it over to you. Just some final words of wisdom, just some encouragement, just for our young people out there, or just for anyone who's kind of listening, who's, I don't know, who I guess has goals or dreams that they'd like to pursue. What are some words of wisdom or some encouragement that you have for them?
I think probably one thing that kind of gets me through every day is that like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And like I see a lot of people coming into this game, and podcasting game, and making content, and they get really big really fast, and it happens all the time. But I keep telling myself that I just need to work hard, and because sometimes those talented ones get complacent. And I'm not saying that I'm not talented, but I know that I have a lot of work ahead of me to get to where I need to be. So yeah, that would be my one, is hard work will always beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. So if you're a talented person, or you feel that you've got a gift, go after it and attack as many opportunities as you can, and never say no to an opportunity, because you never know who will be listening. So yeah, that would be me. Also, thank you so much for having me on your show. I love it.